on the dinner table if you have vegan guests coming over. Well, Angela Yvonne from VeganPopEats is here to show us a spread that we can make happen. All right, so what did you bring for us to do today?
Well, today we are going to do a chickpea mushroom loaf.
Okay,
yes.
A loaf.
Yes,
all right,
a loaf.
What do we need for that?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to get your mushrooms.
Okay, all right, and nice and chopped.
Yes, they're nice and chopped, but you can chop them finely, more finely than that. But, you know, I just let the ancestors just tell me what to do. And so you do the mushrooms.
Okay, I can dump these in the bowl?
You can dump this in the bowl. So, but when you're at home, you need to saute the onions and the mushrooms and the carrots together, because that just, you know, sort of seals the flavor in.
So you
then you can do your onions.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And then you do your carrots.
All right. This is pretty easy, and
it's real easy.
I could say so far it doesn't look very expensive either.
Oh, everything is budget friendly, and that's one thing that people think about veganism, that it's expensive, but it's only expensive if you are eating processed meats.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
And
so
what people need to understand is that with the vegan lifestyle, if it's not from the ground, you need to put it down.
Okay, that's the rule. That's the number one rule.
That's the number one rule.
But there are some options you're saying that aren't as processed.
Absolutely.
We can do the veggies.
You can do the veggies.
Okay.
And then the star of the show is chickpeas. It is one of the beans that you need to have in your household, because you can make tuna out of this. You can make burgers out of this.
Oh,
you can do curries. And that also gives a little bit of oomph to your loaf.
I love some chickpeas too.
Yes.
You're getting me vegan curious over here,
Yes.
All right,
come on over.
Come on over.
And in order to bind it, you also need to use the flaxseed egg. And a flaxseed egg is just basically flaxseed and water. And you can just, like, for instance, that's 3 tablespoons of flaxseed, and you add 6 tablespoons of water, and it's your substitution for like egg whites. So because with vegans, we don't eat any eggs.
Yes, okay. And I've had some fantastic vegan meals, and so this is something that a lot of cooks will use to hold things together.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and then last but not least, you add your breadcrumbs. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs. You can make them fresh. You can get them from the store. Also, panko is also a good substitution, and also oats.
Okay. And then
you need something to bind it.
You also often use a nutritional yeast?
Yes, a nutritional yeast gives it like a nutty flavor, and it's also about the ingredients. And what people need to understand about the vegan lifestyle, it's all about the ingredients. Anything that you eat in your day-to-day is ingredients. Like, for instance, the only reason why you eat meat is the plants that you put on top of it, because if it was meant for you to eat meat, you'd eat it raw.
Okay, well, when you say it like you see, I was thinking about it like that.
Yeah, so when you start thinking of it like that, then I think it will inspire you and motivate you to put more plant-forward living into your life.
All right.
And so,
while I'm mixing all this, I want to know a little bit about VeganPopEats. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, VeganPopEats is my baby. It's my brand. I wanted to change the perception of veganism through conversation, cuisine, and conscious living. I am a journalist, so it was right up my alley. But what inspired me to create the brand was that there wasn't any media or any kind of information about how plant-forward living can be in abundance. I became a vegan 8 years ago. I was eating meat like everybody else. Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's.
All the things.
Knew my name, but when my mom got breast cancer, that's when I knew I had to cross over. So I started off as a vegetarian, and once that happened, you know, it sort of, I want to say, an avalanche, because I was a journalist that was doing pop culture. I was doing red carpets and all those things. But now that I'm in this space, I can merge all of it together, because I'm able to speak to all the inspirational people in our space. I'm able to do panels. I'm able to do segments. I'm able to do all these different things and show that this life is full of abundance.
And there's definitely a need for that. Love the journalism, bestie background.
Yes.
Okay, so after I've done all this mixing.
After you all this and you mix it together, you put it in the oven at 400 and you cook it for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then after that, you get this.
Yes, not bad. That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy. Look at that.
Easy peasy.
Look at that.
Well, let me get into the finished product. Go ahead and cut me a piece of that.
Absolutely.
What's your experience been like when dealing with family and friends doing gatherings?
Well, during gatherings, they are now that people are starting to be a little bit more, I guess, conscious about their health, they're now like, Angela, bring your mac and cheese.
Oh.
Or Angela, bring your, you know, Brussels sprouts things. And I'm like, oh, now.
They're requesting.
Now you need a
want
request.
more of
But
this.
before, you was turning your nose up.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that food is medicinal.
Yes.
And everyone is wanting to be part of the lifestyle. And I always tell everybody, you don't have to jump out the window. You can do a meatless Monday.
Yeah.
You can do a meatless meal.
Yeah, do a little stair stepping
Absolutely.
as well. And
Absolutely.
This is the mac and cheese that everybody requests. Tell us a little bit about that and your
This
slaw.
is a pumpkin mac and cheese, and this is so easy to make. All you need is nutritional yeast, coconut milk.
Okay.
Nutritional yeast and coconut milk, and you add your different ingredients, and yeah, and
That
you can
is
add a
doable.
thickener like maybe chickpea flour, and it'll thicken it up. But yeah, it's so easy to make, and it's so versatile as well because you can also use it over nachos. But this one was a pumpkin mac in, you know, in celebration of Thanksgiving, and I topped it off with some fried onions, and yeah, it's lit.
Okay, all right. You got to add some of that and
Yeah.
some of that
gotta
Brussels
put-
sprout slaw to my
Absolutely.
plate. Guys, we're
Yes.
going to take a quick commercial break and we'll have my final thoughts after
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Come back to me.
This is good, girl. All right. I want to thank my
Thank you,
guests for
thank you,
coming on
thank you.
Chat with Chelsea, sharing the vegan lifestyle.
Thank
You guys can
you.
get the recipe for the loaf on Chelsea Show Fox, and we'll see you on the next Chatting with Chelsea.
Yes.